All right, we are here in the Oskaloosa bracket, the NAIA National Championships for men's basketball. Our 4 o'clock game, game 2 here, or excuse me, 6 o'clock game 2 here in Oskaloosa. So we have here representatives from Bellevue, and we'll give them a chance to introduce themselves. Just say your name and obviously your role. Head coach, of course, with you, but go ahead.
Coach Lucas Gabriel, head coach Bellevue men's basketball. This is Vinny Belcaster, our starting point guard. You want me to just talk about the game?
Give some opening thoughts.
Yeah, William Penn's really good. William Penn's got a really good team. They are elite in transition. They are elite. They're one of the best transition offensive teams I've ever seen. They're elite on the offensive glass. They're one of the best offensive rebounding teams I've ever seen, regardless of level. And I've been at Division I, II, JUCO, NAIA. I've done it all. And they got an elite team. I thought I was proud of my guys. I thought we scrapped and we tried to keep them off the glass. We tried to keep them out of transition, but it just seemed like every time we got close, they got another offensive rebound and a putback, or they got loose in transition on us. And they're just a hard team to keep down. They got a good team. So, maybe on a different night, it would have been different, but tonight they got us, and hats off to them.
We have one question online, then we'll turn it over to the media in the room. My question online is, you guys are the 16th seed in this bracket, and you gave a fight tonight. What does that say about your team right now and going forward?
I don't feel like we're a true 16 seed, right? And now, not that we didn't deserve to be a Sweet 16. We did it to ourselves. We lost to a lot of games early. And some of those games we were right there, 1-possession games, and we probably lost some games that we probably shouldn't have. But I think talent-wise, I think it was pretty obvious, us versus a team that's been ranked number 1 in the country all season. I think it was pretty obvious that we're not a 16 seed caliber team. Not that we deserved it. They seeded us correctly, but I think our caliber of player and our potential level is not that of a normal 16 seed. So we expected to come in here and play them tough and for it to be a close game. And our program is a proud program. We've been to the national tournament 21 times. We've been to the Sweet 16 12 times. We've been to the Elite 8 6 times. We've been in the Final Four 4 times. We've been in the national title game twice. My guys know our tradition. And when they put that uniform on, they know that they're representing all the players of the past and people that support us. And they were going to come in here and fight. We knew we would do that and make ourselves proud. So.
Questions? All right, and identify yourself and what you're affiliated with.
RD Keep, I'm with William Penn Media.
Yeah.
Looking at the scoring, William Penn had all 5 starters in double figures.
Mm-hmm.
How difficult when you have a team with that much firepower? How is it to try to transition and work with that and prepare for that?
It's plenty hard. They can. It's just a lot of different guys that can go off. It's a lot of different guys that can go and get 20. Cager can get 20. Blaylock can get 20. Zero Newman can get 20. You don't know. You can't put your best defender on anybody because you're not sure which one's going to get loose that night. So you try to figure it out as best you can and match up as best you can and do what you can. And it is hard. It's very hard. You want to add to that?
First I'd like to thank William Penn. You guys held a Class A. You guys made us feel so welcomed. You guys. This is awesome. You guys made us feel like we deserve to be here. Like we had a great time. And, William Penn, they're a great team. That was one of the toughest games I think we've played in all year. And I think we prepared ourselves. I think Coach Lucas Gabriel definitely put us in a schedule where we were kind of ready for tonight. But, they're a great team and I hope nothing but the best for them. And they got great talent. They got great players and, they're going to be good for a while.
Was there anything else that you could have done?
I wish there's
4 rebounds, an assist, a steal, 23 points.
There's always, you can always do better. Honestly, there's not. I could have done better at every aspect. I shouldn't have turned the ball over. I feel like I could have blocked out a couple of times better. And that can change the game. Honestly, it could have made a different turn in this type of game. And, I just gotta give credit to my teammates, man. We battled. Even though the scoreboard doesn't look like we did, we played so hard. We fought hard, and I feel like we gave it our all. And that's at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
I have a question for Coach. So Johnson picked up his 4th foul about a halfway point
Well, when you're losing, I think you want to have your best group in, and it's, if you lose, the season's over. So my thought process was, we can sit him on the bench, but I mean, he's got to play. He's got to play, and he's got to play without fouling. And I ride with my players, and I trust them to play and play smart and not foul. And he fouled out, but I also, part of my thought process too, is that we have other good players. And I knew if he fouled out, that Jerome Bynum could come in and play, that Christian Carter could come in and play, and it wouldn't be the end of the world, So he's a senior. I wanted to let him fight as hard as he could. I've always been believed in letting riding with your seniors this time of year and letting them play it out. And so we tried to let him do that. He fouled out, unfortunately, but I thought he stayed in the game with 4 fouls for a long time. So I thought he did a good job.
Talk a little bit about your 2 seniors, Eric and Martise.
Yeah, Eric Martise and Isaiah Bates is also a senior for us. We have 3 seniors, and Vaj Rice as well. But Eric Pierce is, he blew his ankle out 2 weeks ago, really, really bad, really, really bad. So he was taped heavily. He missed our entire conference tournament. He's been an All-American. He was an All-American. To me, if he doesn't make All-American, that'd be a travesty. But to me, he's an All-American level player, and it's a shame that he didn't get the practice very much coming to this game. We tried to play him. I didn't think he looked like himself. About the middle of the second half, I went away from him. But maybe the game's a little different if he can play his normal role. But I mean, in terms of what he's done for us, he scored. I think he's top 7 in our league in scoring, assists, rebounds, steals, blocks. He does it all for us. He guards. So he's been huge for us. Vaj Rice, another senior. It doesn't look it on the stat sheet, but just, you talk about a great person and a person that just does all the little things that don't show up on a chat sheet. I mean, you want to hear a good voice in practice, come watch that guy practice. I mean, he's an absolute stud. He just graduated. He's done with his degree. We're on a trimester system. He just finished his last term. So we're super proud of him. And then Isaiah Bates has had a lot of knee injuries, and you can see that his knee was heavily taped up, and he wanted to play on it. About with 10 games left in the season, it came down to a thing where it was like, well, when this season's over, you're probably never going to play basketball again. So you're not going to make it worse, but it's going to hurt. Every time he plays, he's extremely sore. You saw him limp off the court at the end of the game. I mean, he gave it his all, and we needed him. He scores. He scores the ball in the post, and we needed that. And he knew his teammates were counting on him, and he wanted to finish the season with his teammates. And I can't imagine the pain that he played through these last 10 games to get this point. I mean, that he really put his heart and soul into it. And I mean, we literally had to carry him into the locker room. He couldn't walk down the hall. So, and that's another guy. All of them are going to graduate. They're all good people. So hopefully we can recruit more guys like that and keep being a good team.
Scott Jackson, double career. Vinny, you just described real quickly there the end of the game, the last 3.5 seconds there.
Honestly, I mean, I play for what's the name on the front of my jersey, and honestly, I don't want to accuse anybody of anything, but that's not the right play to do. I don't think you go up for a layup with 3 seconds on up 9 versus a team with their season on the line, or any game. Honestly, I mean, it could be the first game of the year.
Everybody knows. Anybody that knows anything about basketball knows that it's an unspoken rule that you don't try to score when there's 3 seconds left and the game is over. Everybody knows that. You talk to any coach in the country, you talk to any player that's played this game in the country, and everybody knows that you don't try to score when you're up 10 and the game's over. We all know that. They shouldn't have been trying to score. He did nothing wrong. If you're going to try to score, then we're going to continue to play defense. He came over and he fouled him so that he couldn't score. And that was the right play. If you're going to keep playing, then we're going to keep playing. We're not going to just let you score. That's not how we're built. If you want to play it out, then okay, we'll play it out. To me, they shouldn't have been trying to score, but you tried to score and you decided to. It is a 40-minute game. You have the right to do it. It's perfectly within the written rule book, not in the unwritten rule book. But so, technically they did nothing wrong. We did nothing wrong. I think they were upset about how hard he fouled them. And we were a little upset that they were trying to score when the game was already over and trying to embarrass us. And we didn't really appreciate that. But, like I say, coach is a great coach. He's got a great program. His players are really good. They deserve to win, and they beat our butts tonight. So, good for them.
One last question.
But we wish IU Kokomo and William Penn the best of luck in this tournament. And, I got a lot of friends there playing, Coach Corver at Northwestern, we're rooting for him, Briar Cliff, those guys, all the GPAC schools that we played against this year that we compete against every year, we're rooting for them. And, and nothing against the other teams, but the coaches that we know, we're rooting for you, and go do what you have to do. We're excited to watch you guys play. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Just thank you guys for having us. It was a great time, and we had a great 2 days here, great 3 days. So it was a fun time. Thank you guys.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thanks, coach.
Thank you.
Thanks.
In double figures.
Mhm.
How important is it to be able to share that ball back and forth? And the guys can talk about that too.
Sure.
But how important is that when you're having to prepare for a team that maybe you only see once or a little bit on the film?
Yeah. We've been sharing the ball a lot over the last 3 years, to be honest with you. This group, including Ahmad and KB, Fred is new this year, but he's filled in. I mean, he's just been amazing. It's like he's been here for 3 years, and we share the ball. And that's been one of our battle cries when we talked yesterday in practice and days before, is we're not worried about stats or playing time or anybody's sensitivities. It's about the scoreboard only and advancing. So having all 5 starters in double digits. And again, I want to, tribute Ahmad, 9 points, 7 rebounds. He's just such an active player. And he just finds the ball. And that's why he's up here now. I've only had one other guy like that. And that was Caleb Stout many years ago, was a rebounder like that. But he is a dynamic, and he got off of injury at the right time because we lost Malik Thomas to a knee injury, and we haven't missed a beat because Ahmad was ready to go. And he's just a special player. You want me to?
Well, what was working for me was the opposing team focusing on my other teammates, like the 6'10" ones, the 6'7" ones. And like I said, I got a nose for the ball, and I'm gonna find the ball once it's out there. I mean, I take rebound, I take pride in rebounding because some people lack at it. And who else gonna get the loose balls when everybody else being like today's good at it?
Still a little sore there too, on a couple of those big time stunts there.
Oh yeah. That's the norm. I'm trying to get back into that. Actually, that was the norm for me. But with that injury, trying to get back to the motion of things with the team. And today was a good day to start it, I guess.
Getting those, I mean, you got the first dunk of the night there. It kind of seemed like it got you going there early on in the game.
Oh yeah. Duncan really just that gave me my motor. I love feeding off the energy I get from the crowd, from my teammates, from Coach Sandquist, from Coach Henry. Everybody love when I dunk. And actually, one of my teammates told me before the game, he said he don't want to see me shoot no left-hand hooks. Everything need to be a dunk. And I kind of feel like everything was a dunk tonight for real.
That lob from Q to Jackson was pretty special.
Yeah, just as far as going to Frederick there, coming some of those guys, how big was that to kind of make sure, you guys, Q, a lot of those guys that they're going to focus on, how big was it to get guys like Frederick, guys like Ahmad really kind of going early on and spread the wealth?
When they focus on Fred or they focus on trying to box Ahmad out, everything opens up for me and Maury and Q and Josh and everything. So the ball moves around quite a bit, and then we got Chance playing point guard, so he gonna find everybody.
Was there anything differently you guys did, and this can be open as far as the second half goes? There, it's 4-point game at halftime, and then it seemed like gradually you guys were finally able to kind of spread things out as the second half continued on.
Just play William Penn basketball. That's it. Every day. That's what we do every day.
We don't really make huge adjustments ever in our program. We just try to do what we do on a regular basis, and stick to what we do, and try to wear the other team out. But there weren't any real changes or anything. We did go small at one point. You were at the 5, and Ahmad was in at the 4. And then Rico Soares was big tonight as well. He's a guy that's only played in, I think, 3 games, or is it 2? 3 games? Okay. Yeah, Rico was big. Other than he checked into the game and jacked the 3 up. Did you tell him to do that? That's what I heard. Okay. All right. But no, he was huge. He had a big offensive rebound too. We had 19 fouls on our post players tonight. So they were concentrated on feeding the post, and we got some unfavorably calls down there, but battled through it, and our depth was huge at that position because we needed all 4 of them. And thank goodness we had them.
So I know you said you don't really make adjustments at halftime, but I don't know from a player's perspective, when you guys go into the locker room down 4 and come out, what changes in your heads knowing that
We
the
were
game's
up
a little
4.
closer than
Yeah, we were up 4.
or sorry, up 4. But you guys come out knowing that you guys should be beating them by more. So what changes in your minds?
Just slow down, be more aggressive. Yeah, just been there before, like you just said.
I'll say we just take a look at how the game's going and, you know, see like what we lacking at, talk about it, and then come out with more emphasis on what we was lacking at, make sure we pick it up on that end.
Yeah, I agree with 100% what he said. I mean, after halftime, we get a good enough time and to all talk to each other to sit down and adapt. Like, this is what we need to change. Like, that's the only reason they're, you feel me, staying in this because they're doing this. I mean, it's not really an adjustment or adaptation.
That's a great way to put it by Ahmad. It's a tradition that the staff comes in, the players go into the locker room, then the staff comes in, gives a brief synopsis or initial thought, and then we leave so that they can have time to themselves to kind of talk it over, because they're the team. We're just here to guide. A lot of times we leave and they'll work it out themselves, like what we need to do or this, that, or whatever, or somebody will get after somebody. And then we come back in with some final words and we go out, and it's pretty simple.
Let's talk a little bit about Indiana.
Very athletic. Beat a very good Dort team today. It's going to be exciting. 2 high flying teams with a lot of good athletes.
Anybody else? Keon, how big was it having that crowd out there?
It helps us every game. So they come out every game and support us, and we make sure we acknowledge them after the game. So we appreciate it.
I love the fans.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate the crowd that come out and support us, especially during spring break. Some people broke their neck. I'm gonna use that analogy. Broke their neck to get back to this game. But yeah. That right there, that's all the motivation we need. That this could be our last game. So we play like it's our last game.
I don't want to be one of them players that when it's all said and done, I look back and I'll be like, I wish I would have done this. I wish I would have done that. Like, I just want to leave everything out while I can still do it.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. Because, like I said, that's my 5th game back. Like I said, I ain't even get to play majority of the season with my team. So I'm gonna treat the rest of these games. I'm gonna try to get as more games as I can. That's what I'm on.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, Coach, one final thought. We want to talk about the crowd real quick. I know we talked about a lot of students, but we had a lot of community that came out. The university didn't really call to action from the community. We have people that have not been to a William Penn game for a really long time. What does that mean to you as someone who's been around a lot?
Oh, it means everything. And, the crowd today with us being on spring break and the community coming out, I thought our pin zone was awesome too. And just the community support. I saw a lot of people from the community that I haven't seen in a while. And just thanks to everybody for coming out and seeing this event. Thank you to the game ops and the athletic department led by Nick and Alicia for running at just a great event, and look forward to tomorrow. Probably should go get some rest now.
All right. Thank you, Coach. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks,
here.